Hi everyone, it's svgcoop.com and we are back working on our Universal Studios mini album. I'm going to have to ask for your forgiveness up front. I have a bad cold. I'm going to try not to cough my head off while we're doing this. Okay, so we're going to be doing a double spread for Harry Potter. So you're going to have two pieces. We're going to cut the 8x8. And I didn't show you how I put together all of the pieces because it's basically just paper piecing. So you're going to have a piece like this. It's going to be like the entry into Harry Potter world. But you're going to have two base pages that are going to go on here. So I'm just going to take the first one, the bigger piece. I'm just going to get that glued down like this. I'm just going to line that right up along the bottom. And I inked the edges on all of these just to give it a little dimension. And I'm going to put the smaller piece on like this. Okay. Alright, so the next piece I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on. What I did want to tell you about this piece is, of course I used vinyl here, but for this piece I did use cardstock, and I put it on the intricate cut because these pieces are really, really tiny. So when you're cutting yours, you probably want to, if you're a Cricut, you want to do that. If you're a Silhouette, I'm not sure what setting you have, but that would be what you'd want to do. So, okay, so I'm going to get this glued down. And actually this is a little bit heavier, so I think what I'm going to do is just grab some score tape, just because I don't want it to come off. Just do it like that. Okay, I'm just going to give it a little rub. So one of these is going to go on the inside cover of our book, and then the other is going to go on our first pocket page. But right now what I'm going to do is I'm not going to install them. I'm just going to create them first, and then we'll do a big install at the end, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to line this up at the bottom like that. Okay, and then I have my cute little Harry. He's going to go right there. Okay. All right, and then I want to get my photo mat. This is a 3x3 photo mat. So I'm going to get this on here. I'll put that right up here in the corner. And then my title, I'm not going to glue the end on this side because I want to be able to slip the photo in underneath. So I'm just going to glue everywhere else. And so I can still fit my picture underneath there. And then of course my little snitch here. I'm just going to put that underneath a little bit here. Okay, so that is the first half of our page, and I'm just going to set that aside. And now we have the second half, and on this side we're going to have the same thing with the, you start with your base, and then you're going to have the two bigger pieces to put on. So I'm just going to get those glued down quick. That. Just right at the bottom. And the next piece. Okay, Then I have my Hagrid. He's kind of big, so I'm just gonna glue him down first. Okay. And you can use foam dots on these if you want to, you know, to pop them up a little bit. I'm not going to this time because I have a lot of layers already. So I'm just gonna get them kind of on here like this. So of course we have Hermione and Ron here. Okay. And then our photo mats. Again, these are 3.5 by 3.5, which will hold 3 by 3 photos. So I'm just gonna kind of put that one like that. And then okay, and there we go. So when we install these in our book, they're going to be next to each other like that. Okay, thanks for watching. We'll be back. Hi everyone, it's svgcoop.com, and we are back working on our mini album for our MA010, which is our Universal Studios mini album. So what we're going to do today is I'm going to show you how to put together several of the pages that are designed. You will see they have the embellishments and that type of thing, and I put all of those types of pieces together already, like our cute little minions here. And of course, when I cut all of these, I cut a lot of these out of vinyl, and I use black cardstock for the back of my images because there's a lot of little pieces. In this case, I used sort of a teal cardstock in the back and then some vinyl on top. But I'm just going to show you how to put a lot of these pages together. They're rather simple, kind of quick, once you get the embellishments together. So for the minion page, I cut my base out of a nice bright yellow, and then I cut the next size out of a blue. And the colors on your file are sort of these colors, but they might not be exact, and of course you can change the colors if you want to, but it's just to give you an idea. And then I had two pieces that were, they're actually the exact same size. One is lighter than the other, and I also inked the one that's lighter. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue around the bottom and the side of this one. And actually I'm going to put it along the top too. But I want to glue this just a little bit under the first one. So I have just sort of like that. And then I'm going to put some glue on both. Those are going to go right along the bottom. This. Okay. And then I'm going to glue my car down. Just going to put him right in the center there. That. And then of course my sweet little minions here. I love them with their little selfie that they're doing. And of course you can pop these up if you want to. I decided not to this time for this book. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my one photo up here. I'm going to actually unstick him a little bit. Okay, I'm not going to really get this down too tightly because I want to be able to stick a photo in there. Of course, if you do this and you put your photo on first, then you don't have to worry about such things. Okay, and then I'm going to glue my Minion title down, but I'm not going to glue the M because that's going to cross over my photo a little bit. Okay, and there you go. That's going to be our Minion page. All right, we're going to go right to the next one. I'm going to try and do a bunch of these at once. So this is going to be our Dr. Seuss page. So you're going to have a couple photo mats. You're going to have the green eggs and ham title, a couple of trees, and a couple of characters. So I'm just going to move these out of the way. And I cut my base out of purple. And I didn't ink this one just because Dr. Seuss, I don't know, it doesn't seem like it's an inking page, so I didn't ink this one. I'm just going to cut this and glue this right to the top. Okay. And then my little green bar, just going to put that sort of across almost the middle of what's left here in the purple space. And again, if you don't have to do this, you could just cut a pattern paper in the background if you wanted to. It's totally up to you. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm just going to sort of get the idea of how I want this. So I'm just going to kind of lay these down, and then I'll glue it after I have it ready. So I want my photos to go along the bottom here like that, but I want my title to show. So it's a good idea to just kind of lay it out ahead of time. Okay, so I think I'm going to put my photo mats down first. I'm not going to glue totally along the top in case I want to tuck anything underneath. And the second one. Okay. Then I'm going to get these trees down, so I'm just going to move him out of the way. And I just kind of want them to overlap each other a little bit like that. So I'm going to glue them just like that. Glue under here. Okay. Okay. And then my other two, and glue them the same way. On this side. Okay. Then I'm going to get my title down. I'm just going to come under here a little bit like that. Oops. I need a pair of tweezers. Okay. These are really small, by the way, so you definitely want to use vinyl. If you try and cut these out of paper, I think it might be a little bit hard. Although maybe you're braver than I am, I don't know. I always find that I lose those tiny, tiny pieces, so I try to avoid them. Okay, and that is going to be for our area of Dr. Seuss photos. All right, so that's our next page. All right, next we have our Jurassic Park page. And I didn't glue all of these pieces together, but this is our title. And I cut this again out of vinyl because there's some little cuts in here, these little tiny pieces here. And then we made the Jurassic Park entry. I didn't put these pieces down yet. I cut them out of vinyl because the top torch is going to come off of the black. So what I wanted to do is I didn't want to put those down until they have the paper down. And actually I didn't chalk these yet, or ink them I should say. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. Gives it kind of that dirty look. So I'm just going to get that done really quick. Sometimes when you start inking, you never want to stop. I ink pretty much everything. It's sort of my tell, so you can always tell it's my page. Okay, so I'm going to glue the light one first to the dark layer. I didn't want these pages to be too complicated because it's a little bit more just pretty. We'll get to the folded pages after. Make all of these. Okay, and I'm gonna get that glued down. Sorry, I have a cold. Summertime cold. Not nice. Thank my husband for that. Okay, so I'm going to glue this little photo mount together. Okay, so what I want to do is I'm going to put my entry here on the right hand side. This file was actually designed by one of my friends, one of our designers that's in our Facebook group. So I'm just gonna grab a little transfer tape here. Okay, so I have it on my transfer tape, and I'm just gonna now get this on here. Like that. Okay, and the next side, we'll do the same thing. Sorry. Oops. Okay. So I'm going to get my photo glued down, my photo mat. Right in the corner like that. And then of course my title. Okay, so there we go, that's our next one. And we're going to get right to it, to the next one after that. The next one is our Ripsaw Falls. This is the Dudley Do-Right ride. So you're going to make this cute little guy. And here's the title. And again, I did this out of vinyl because there are some really small pieces, like, you know, this little piece right here. And I love, you know, this is really kind of small, and the Cricut really just cuts it so perfectly. Makes me so happy. Okay, so I start out with a base of dark brown paper here, and I inked it already. So I'm just gonna glue some pieces. Again, you have the option, you can do this, you can cut these pieces, or you can just pick your own background paper. You don't have to do this. The other thing is, that's part of what makes the book flexible, because you can change the whole theme of it if you want to. I'm going to just glue this bottom one down. It really is totally up to your own imagination what you do with these books. You can change it so many ways. You could turn these sideways if you wanted. It's really just totally optional. Okay, so go get this piece done. Okay, there we go. And let's see, I'm gonna get that up there. This little guy is gonna be down here. And I think I'm gonna put my photo a little sideways like that. Okay, so I'm gonna just glue down my photo mat first. And again, you can play with it and do it a little differently if you want to. Now this little guy, I cut out a little gray circle just to give him a little standing here. He's of course the bad guy from Dudley Do Right. And there will be some Dudley pieces in the files for you to use. I also created a file that I actually used a photo from the ride to recreate the house that the ride has. So let's see, I'm not gonna glue the end here. I want it to go over my photo. Can glue that down a little bit more after. Okay, so that's our next one. Okay, we have a couple more. Next one is our Moana page. Okay, so we have a couple photo mats. Now you're going to create this little border, the Moana title. And I love this little island. It actually is from a photo from the movie, so it's really cute. And I started out with a blue base, and then I have another light blue color here, so I'm just gonna get that glued down. I have a little 2-year-old nephew, grandnephew, who absolutely loves Moana. I was babysitting him the other day, and we watched it 3 times. It was so much fun. He was singing all of the songs. Got to love little people. Okay. Alright, so you're going to get your 3 layers done like that. And I'm going to glue my border down. It's just going to go right along the bottom there. Done. Okay, and then I'm going to put my 2 photos this way, I think. Let's see. I'm not going to glue the whole side here again. I want to make sure I can slide a photo underneath there. Then I'm going to get my island glued down. I actually made this from a photo, so it was kind of neat. And then I'll get my title down here. Excuse me. Oh my. Summer colds are not fun. Okay. So there we go. That's going to be our Moana page. And next we have our SpongeBob page. And I have a couple of pieces that I haven't put down yet. And I'm just going to move these right out of the way. Okay, so first I start out with a teal piece here. And you're going to have a little bit wider border here. So I'm just going to get that glued down. That's going on the bottom. And then we have to get our photo mat glued down. Okay, so I'm just not gonna do the total bottom here because, I mean the top part, because I don't need to slip something underneath. So I'm just gonna get that down like that. And Patrick. Okay, so then what we have is you're going to have this little border that you're going to make. It's actually 3 pieces, so you're going to have a little bit darker brown, and then a light, and then a much darker brown that's going underneath. This piece is actually not glued down solidly, so I could stick some things in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slip this underneath. I'm going to get some glue on here. I'm going to get this underneath about here. Okay. And then, before I do anything else, I'm going to use my transfer tape and put some of this seagrass in the background here. And of course you can place these things anywhere you like, any way you like. Totally up to you. You can cut them out of paper also if you want to. Okay, so then we have our little title. Again, I did this out of vinyl because the pieces are so tiny. And then you have Squidward's house, and we have SpongeBob's house, and of course we have Patrick's house. Okay, so I think Patrick we're going to put kind of over here. I'm just going to get it laid down a little bit first. Let's see, Squidward, I think I'll put him about there. And SpongeBob about there. I'm going to have my title, let's see, my title across the top like that, so maybe I'll move him over a little. Like that. Okay, so let me start gluing some of these down. I'm going to get my title put down first. And then we'll get Patrick's house. And I'm going to put a little coral in front of his house. Pretend he does some gardening here. Okay. And then get this one down. And of course you should play with it and, you know, make it your own. Okay, and then one more. Okay, so there we go. That's going to be our page with your visit seeing SpongeBob. All right, and we have another. I think 2 more to go. Okay, so the next one is going to be the Popeye. So this one again, I cut it out of vinyl because these pieces are rather small. And then we've got Popeye and Olive, and a little cute can of spinach. And of course a photo mat, so I'm just going to get that glued down while I have it. That like that. Okay. So you're going to have a couple of little wavy lines. And then I have a black one. My base is a red. And I have a white to go down, so I'm going to get that down first. Okay, I'm just going to center that. And then I'll put my black base down, I mean. Okay, put that right along the bottom. Okay, so then I'm going to put my yellow down. I want to leave enough space for both the white and the red, so I'm just going to kind of go about there. And then the red is actually going to overlap the yellow. It's going to, because otherwise it won't line up exactly. So it's just going to kind of be like that. Okay. So then, let's see. I'm just going to get this sort of laid out here. I like to have an idea what I'm doing first. Alright, and so that's kind of my idea. So I'm going to get my photo mat down first. So sorry. Gonna get that in there like that. And then I'm gonna not glue this side of my spinach here. Just gonna kind of get the middle and inside. I can still slip a photo underneath there, like that. Okay, get the title. A little crooked, I think, like that. And then we'll get these guys down. I'm just gonna want the black to connect, so there we go. Okay, so that's gonna be our Popeye page. All right, now we have, this is one of my favorites, our Simpson ride page. So you're going to start with, I made these titles, and I love this Bart screaming, and of course Krusty going, oh my gosh. So you're going to start out with an orange base, and then I have this nice blue. Now I'm going to get this red wavy piece down. in the corner there like that. Get that down. So let's see. I'm going to come down a little bit more here like that. And Krusty, I'm just going to glue him on the side here because he's going to overlap my photo. Okay. And then Bart is going to fall through the sky, so I'm going to get the title on. Okay, so there we go. That's our little Simpson page. So that's the end of our pages that sort of look like this, that are simpler pages. Next thing we're going to be working on is the start of our folding pages. All right, we'll be right back. Thanks for watching.